These are the best position 1 carry heroes to play so far in patch 7.38. Hi, I'm Torte, and with the release of patch 7.38, the map and meta has been shaken, but it seems carry heroes that have comfortable laning and efficient farming are still prevalent throughout this game. With the ancient camp now near tier 1 tower and the increased speed of farming the outer jungle camps, heroes that can have a safe lane and take advantage of the new river currents to farm are prevailing at the start of 7.38. By the way, if you like these videos, please like and subscribe. I'm also on Twitch to answer your questions live. Oh, so you thought because it's a new patch that Dragon Knight would go away? Well, that's because you're an hopeful idiot, and so was I. But no, Dragon Knight is still very strong and barely lost a step. While his counters like Bloodseeker and Alchemist are just not as popular this patch, Dragon Knight still prevails because his nerfs are overshadowed by his massive buffs. For starters, in 7.38, his Fire Dragon facet was changed in 2 huge ways. One, when in dragon form, his dragon tail now deals an AoE range stun around the target. This used to be a level 25 talent with a 400 AoE, but nah, let's give it to Dragon Knight at level 6 instead when he can turn into a dragon. What's more is that his Worm's Wrath increases that AoE by 100 at max level, and when in dragon form, you get even more AoE bonuses with patch 7.38. Now, number 2, leveling up Worm's Wrath also gives Dragon Knight bonus magic damage on top of his physical attacks. So now you have a hero that can deal ranged splash damage that is both physical and magical. So naturally players are maxing out Worm's Wrath first for that AoE range stun, great mixed attack damage with incredible attack speed thanks to Mask of Madness with no downsides since the armor debuff for Mask of Madness is mitigated by Dragon Knight's Dragon Blood innate ability anyways. There are some nerfs to go with these changes, such as the Fire Dragon facet no longer deals cleave damage when in Dragon Knight form, so you're just a regular right clicker. But all that said, everything about Dragon Knight is still great. He's hard to bully out of the lane, he can fight all the time, and he's efficient with farming. With every great carry hero, there's a counter to him, and Lifestealer is today's counter. Lifestealer missed the boat last patch on being a cool right-clicker fast farming sustain hero, as Alchemist, Bloodseeker, Morphling and Dragon Knight just did the job better, but now there's plenty of room at the top for Lifestealer, and his build hasn't really changed that much. Armlet, Radiance, Sange Yasha, and Aghanim, Scepter, etc. What changed for Lifestealer in 7.38 is simple. His new facet, Flesh Feast, scaled up his survivability massively. With each hero kill, you get up to 55 of a max HP increase. What's more is that the Flesh Feast facet also resets the cooldown on open wounds if a hero dies when debuffed by it, which is all the time pretty much. For a hero that is built around staying in fights for as long as possible, this change makes it possible late game if you have good momentum of kills throughout the match. That survivability is important because from open wounds to the accepted version of his vest, in which his cooldown is lowered and he can disarm and deal damage to enemy targets without interruption, means that Lifestealer is constantly outputting in fights. He's a great hero to shut down tanky enemies like Dragon Knight because Lifestealer's innate ability deals damage based on his opponent's max health. Don't forget that his item build is filled with items that, for some reason, did not get nerfed in 7.38. Radiance gives you both evasion and causes enemies to miss, while Sange Yasha may have a little less in status resistance. It still synergizes its spell Lifesteal, and heal amplification with Lifestealer's Feast. Oh, and did I also mention that Abyssal Blade, a common late game item for Lifestealer, now requires Sange as well instead of Vanguard? Very cool. Slark is quickly becoming a strong counter to a lot of popular heroes in the meta, and his itemization has given him a lot of ways to pivot to either destroy certain matchups or mitigate their ability to keep Slark down. For example, Slark is a good response to Lifestealer, Morphling, and Dragon Knight by sapping their armor through agility with Essence Shift, but also by buying Silver Edge, he can break the passives that keep Dragon Knight and Lifestealer healthy, while also late game, he can also consider items like Eye of Skadi, Abyssal Blade, or Bloodthorn to punish even Morphling from regenerating and slowing Morphling's damage output. Items like Mage Slayer help reduce the new magic damage that Dragon Knight deals, and Ag Scepter gives Slark an extra pounce to keep popular mid laners like Ember Spirit from escaping. Slark also doesn't really care about popular meta supports like Marcy or Shadow Shaman thanks to his low cooldown Dark Pack, as well as his Shadow Dance and Ag Shard ability Death Shroud, giving him a lot of time to pull out and jump back into a fight once he has regenerated with the Barracuda innate ability. If all else fails, Slark can always buy Black King Bar to guarantee he can regularly beat down his target before pulling back with Pounce. What's more is that his early game has gotten a lot more aggressive with the new Orb of Corrosion, where it now requires the agility item Band of Elven Skin, and this bolsters Slark's ability to last hit on top of the extra damage he got in patch 7.37, while also giving him an early to mid game item that reduces heals, regen, and lifesteal, and lowering the armor. A perfect response for a lot of tanky mid laners as well as carries I just mentioned, and pairs well with the diffusal blade he typically picks up as one of his first major items. All in all, Slark's ability to pivot in the late game is complemented by a safer and easy laning stage, and rounded off by his aggressive multi-debuff effects of his mid-game itemization. A really strong hero you can snowball with from start to finish. I already made a dedicated video for Morphling, so check that out, but in 7.38, it seems Morphling wasn't really all that nerfed. He kept his waveform farming mechanic, where whenever he waveforms, he attacks all targets he passes with 50% of his attack damage. But they did change his innate ability Accumulation, where instead of getting +4 stats every time he levels his all attributes bar, he now gets +2 stats like before, but also +3 agility. So in summary, he gets +5 agility per point, but only 2 strength and intelligence. It's technically a buff because now he's dealing even more damage, which makes his farming even more efficient, but in exchange, Morphling has less health and mana and thus more killable. But don't worry, he still builds Vladimir's Offering, which gives him 18% bonus base damage, so furthering his output from his increased agility gain, as well as Manta Style, Butterfly, and Satanic to really make this hero unkillable and hitting power timing that is just unmatched by most other heroes. Surprisingly, even with the nerfs to Tiny's Toss, from his Crash Landing facet to Avalanche no longer dealing bonus damage, the hero still prevails as a really reliable physical damage dealer with max tree grab. The buff to the Insurmountable facet now also reducing attack speed slow on top of status resistance means Tiny is nearly incredibly difficult to deter, especially since he loves to buy Sange Yasha and his level 15 talent removes 8% grow attack speed reduction. So now you have this hard-hitting hero that can't be deterred, but the real crown jewel is the new Revenant's Brooch item, which converts 80% of Tiny's attack damage into bonus magic damage for nearly twice the pain, and half of it ignores the enemy's armor and it cleaves thanks to tree grab. Meaning by 30 minutes, this truck of a hero is absolutely unstoppable, especially thanks to his craggy exterior innate ability. Definitely a great hero to deal with against those pesky Dragon Knights. But heads up, I'm also seeing Tiny Pause 2 with Crash Landing still succeeding as people are still snagging kills mid-game, but the longevity of those ganking opportunities with the nerfs to combat as well as the toss nerfs is much shorter. Alright, so these are the heroes that are really popping off right now, but as you know, things will change and I'll try to get you an updated video ASAP. I didn't get to mention this, but heroes that are also seeing success are those who buy Battle Fury like Phantom Assassin and Anti-Mage. It helps that Battle Fury was made cheaper in this recent patch, as well as the fact that Over Corrosion is very convenient to buy with its new recipe and effects. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments which heroes have been working for you, and maybe which heroes you'd like to know more about. Also, I'll be doing more videos on offlane, POS 4, POS 5, and the mid lane, so let me know which one I should start with for the next video.